Welcome back to Theology 101. My name is Peter Van Cleek, and we are going through a series of apologetic methods, and we're now to our third apologetic method. This particular apologetic method is called Reformed Epistemology. Probably the most famous purveyor of this method is, at least on this side of the Atlantic, is Alvin Plantinga. And I think this argument is very complex. If you want to take the opportunity, I think you can read, a simpler version would be Knowledge and Christian Belief, and kind of the more, shall we say, robust argument is Warranted Christian Belief. But in either of them, they're philosophically heavy, but I still think as a method very compelling. So we'll go through 5 points here to see if we can kind of give you an overview of Plantinga's Reformed Epistemology. So his first move is to show that belief in the existence of God is properly basic. And properly basic is the idea that something appears to your senses and you simply know it. The examples that he uses are something like seeing your mother's face, for example. There's no analysis. You don't argue your way to that's my mother's face. You just recognize it. There's no argument to it. The other one he uses is something like being sick. You don't argue your way to being sick. You feel sick, and it seems manifestly obvious to you that you're sick. And even if someone were to come to you and be like, "You're not sick," you'd be like, "Yes, I am." And so in that sense, it's properly basic. We would talk a little bit here as well, and I'm not going to delve into it, whether or not these particular beliefs are defeasible or indefeasible, but that would be something we could definitely talk about. The second thing he does is he shows that this belief is rational, that it's warranted, and we're going to talk about that. I'm going to do a video on this as well when it talks about warranted belief. But he has these 5 elements that he has when it comes to warrant. I'll just shoot them out really quick. So you have to have proper functioning faculties in an environment that is suitable to those faculties according to a design plan that is successfully aimed at truth. It's aimed at truth, and it successfully performs that aim. So there's those 5 elements, and I'll do a video. We'll talk about those later. But this is what he means by a thing to be warranted, and in warranted it is rational. He then goes on in his third step to make the case that specifically Christian belief in God enjoys these same kind of proper function and rationality. And he does this by arguing what he calls his AC model, which is his Aquinas-Calvin model. He begins with something like the sensus divinitatis. He talks about the nature of sin. He talks about then how the Holy Spirit, which is God, who is a mind and a person, either instigates in us or calls us, speaks to us, and regenerates both our intellectual faculties and our affective faculties. And as a result, we then are properly functioning creatures again through redemption, through salvation. He then goes on to say that specifically, he shows that these beliefs in great things of the gospel are therefore rational and warranted. So then he goes not just for the belief in God. It's my son. We'll see if we can get this knocked out. Hold on, Wallace. Hold on. He says that these particular beliefs, not just the belief in God, but things like the resurrection and the Trinity and the virgin birth, all would enjoy these very same rational or warranted elements. Perhaps the greatest weakness of Plantinga's argument is that it's exceedingly complex. I mean, really knotty. It takes a lot of work to have to untie all that stuff. So, anyway, it's a very compelling argument, but you got to spend a lot of time working through it. And to be honest, I'm not even sure I got my head wrapped all the way around it, but I really enjoyed the work in going through it. So, this is Theology 101. My name is Peter Van Cleek. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below, any question that you might have, or maybe you think I'm off my rocker. Love to talk to you about it. So if you like this video, maybe you'd like some others. Take a look around.